This was discovered by John Newlands in 1866. So, what he did, he arranged 56 known elements in the increasing order of their atomic mass, and he observed that every eighth element has properties similar to those of the first element, like the eighth note of the octaves music in similar to that of the first. This arrangement was known as law of octaves. Newland law of octaves. Octa means 8. Octa means it is 8. So what he said, like music note we have no sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sa. So if you take first note and the last note, they both are same, sa and sa. Yes or no? Likewise, what he said, if you arrange the element 1 to 8, the first element and the eighth element, they have same properties, he said. So likewise, in the Newland's table of octaves, the element fluorine and hydrogen, they have similar properties. Is it clear? So what he said, Newland octaves means like 8 notes we have in music. In that, first and last note are same. It is first and eighth note are same way elements, or like if you arrange 1 to 8 elements, the first and eighth element will have the same properties. Here he observed for hydrogen, which is the first element, and eighth element fluorine, they have similar properties. So if you see here, first element here is hydrogen, eighth element is fluorine. Okay, they both have the similar properties. Next is limitations. So this also has got some limitations. There are instances of two elements being fitted into the same slot. For example, if you can see cobalt and nickel, they are fitted into a same column itself, but it should not be like that. Only one element should be present in one slot. Here two elements were there, so it is not acceptable. Second limitation is some elements totally dissimilar in their properties were fitted into the same group, like cobalt, nickel, palladium, platinum, iridium in the row of halogens, because they don't have the property of halogen at all, but all these cobalt, nickel, palladium, so this is only all these iridium, they were present in halogen, so that is completely wrong. And third limitation is the law of octaves was not valid for elements that had atomic mass higher than that of the calcium. So anything which is having a higher atomic mass than calcium, this law of octaves were not applicable. Next is Newland's table was restricted only to 56 elements and did not leave any room for new elements. So he was able to give this idea only for 56 elements, and after that there were no idea for adding new elements at all. And last limitation is discovery of inert gases, which means helium, neon, argon are there no at later stage made the ninth element similar to that of the first one. So initially it was 1 and 8 were similar, he said. Once this noble gases were introduced, he said 1 and 9 were similar. So this was completely a failure for him. Moving on to the next one, Mendeleev's periodic table. So in 1869, Russian chemist Dmitry Mendeleev observed that the elements of similar properties repeat at regular intervals when the elements are arranged in the order of their atomic mass. So based on this, he proposed the law of product periodicity, which states that the physical and chemical properties of elements are the periodic functions of their atomic masses. So he said here the elements are arranged on the basis of their atomic mass. So he arranged 56 known elements at that time according to this law of periodicity. What is this law is called as Mendeleev's periodic table law. We call it as law of periodicity. And this was best known as the short form of the periodic table. So here are the features of Mendeleev's periodic table. See the first point, it has 8 vertical columns called groups and 7 horizontal rows called period. And you can see the second point, each group has two subgroups A and B, all the elements appearing in the groups were found to have similar properties. So if you can see here, can you see 7 vertical columns? Sorry, 7 horizontal rows and 8 vertical. This is vertical columns and 7 horizontal rows were there, and each one was splitted into A and B. One is to A subgroup and B subgroup. And then you can see all the elements appearing in this particular group will be having similar property. For example, if you take these two, they will have similar property. So likewise, he placed the elements. For the first time, elements were comprehensively classified in such a way that elements of similar properties were placed in the same group. So he placed the same elements with the similar properties. It was noticed that certain elements could not be placed in their proper groups in this manner. The reason for this was wrongly determined atomic mass. So later, after arranging few elements, he was not able to place the elements like this based on this idea, because he determined the atomic masses wrongly. Only if you identify the atomic mass correctly, then you can follow this idea. So consequently, what happened? Those wrong atomic masses were corrected. So for example, the atomic mass of beryllium was known to be 14, but Mendeleev corrected it as 9 and assigned beryllium a proper place. Now, columns were left vacant for elements which were not known at that time. Properties were also predicted. So what he said, he left empty spaces. So as you can see here, only 1 is present. B is not present here. So likewise, he was able to predict the property, but he don't know the element. So he left the places empty. And later, Mendeleev gave the names like Eka aluminium and Eka silicon to those elements which were to be placed below aluminium and silicon, which means அலுமினியம்க்கு அப்புறம் ஒரு எலிமெண்ட் வரப்போகுது, அதுக்கு பேர் தெரியல, பட் ஹீ ப்ரிடிக்டட் த ப்ராப்பர்ட்டி. ஸோ அதோட பேர் என்ன வைக்கிறாருன்னா ஈகா அலுமினியம். அண்ட் தென் சிலிக்கானுக்கு அப்புறம் ஒரு எலிமெண்ட் வரணும், பட் ஹீ டோன்ட் நோ த நேம். ஸோ வாட் ஹீ டிட், he gave the name as Eka silicon. And then later on, he identified that element which has to be come after under this aluminium and silicon. That element was germanium. He exactly predicted the property. For example, he predicted for germanium, as you can see here, the atomic mass of germanium he predicted 72, but the actual property was 72.59, which was very closer, yes or no? And the specific gravity was found to be 5.5. He calculated as 5.5, but the actual value is 5.47. And the color he predicted to be dark grey, and the color also was found to be dark grey. And the formula for oxide, he said ESO2, which means Eka silicon O2, because he don't know the name at that time. And afterwards, he checked the oxide formation, he got GeO2. Instead of ES, germanium he named, so he is giving the symbol as Ge. Then nature of chloride, he said EsCl4, but the actual property was GeCl4. Okay, so this is how he predicted this table. This table was quite acceptable at that time because everything he predicted very clearly. Now, there were also some limitations for this periodic table. Elements with large difference in properties were included in the same group. Large difference in properties means what? For example, if you take hard metals like copper and silver were included with the soft metals. Because we have to follow some order. All the hard metals should be kept separately. Soft metals should be kept separately. But if you see in this Mendeleev's periodic table, copper and silver were kept along with sodium and potassium, which was not acceptable. And you see the second point, no proper position could be given to element hydrogen. This non-metallic hydrogen was placed along with the metals. This hydrogen is a non-metallic in nature, but it was placed along with the metals like lithium, sodium and potassium. The increasing order of the atomic mass was not strictly followed throughout. So he said he is going to arrange the elements in the increasing order of atomic mass, but he didn't follow that completely, and there was no place for isotopes in the periodic table. So isotopes, you already know, same atomic mass but different atomic number. So he didn't give any space for isotopes and all in the periodic table.